Prof?
No, Prof.
Yes, dear.
Okay, I come back again about the police punya bidang kuasa, right? He can
Oh,
arrested
Siti Zaliza.
who he can arrested everybody who he suspected to do the crime, right? Let's say the police use the power like power abuse like macam tu, and then the victim have been surrendered to do some crime, but then victim tak buat apa-apa pun. So is there any civil law that we can sue back the police department or what, or any macam right for the victim who be surrendered for the crime tu lah.
Yeah, I understand. All right. Okay. Yeah, you can take action. Police have already had a body. All right. Apa nama dia lupa dah, saya ajar enforcement student. All right. Police have this institution that you can complain. You complain to the institution. All right. So this body, the police will be under investigation. Apa nama dia punya body tu? Kejap. All right, let me open up my enforcement law, enforcement jurisdiction. That will be the lesson number 1. Prosecutions. In Malaysia, they already have this administrative body, effect, police prosecution, criminal justice, federal criminal, all right, prosecuting division, AG chambers, all right. Okay, police investigation for criminal investigation, abuse power, right, evidence, lepas tu, cooperation between police and prosecutor. I'm reading my, apa nama dia? Saya ajar this one. Okay, perception. Well, anyway, you have the option. Saya punya lesson plan number 1 apa dia? Enforcement jurisdiction in Malaysia. Now, if police committed wrong.
But normally police use their power for domestic violence.
All right, there's a sensitive word that you said over there. All right, the first one that is not true is that police always use abuse power. That's not happening. Yeah. All right. Okay. Every time when you say that, you have to correct your situation. All right. Police doesn't always use that. Right. The public always accuse. Right. In order to have the balance, right? In Malaysia, police never abuse, right? Okay, police never abuse. In fact, it's the public that run them down dead, beat them down dead, shot them to head, that chop half of their head. And most of the time, they beat them from behind or they burn their houses, all right? The public did that to the police in Malaysia. Okay, right, but okay, of course, I know the newspaper will highlight when the police handcuff somebody. All right, the newspaper will highlight all that is exciting, as if the police always abuse the public. I'm teaching them this one. All right, okay, we have already counted, right, all the abuse. Now, because of that, the previous government wanted to establish this institution that, all right, is like a body that prosecute police, all right. Tindakan mahkamah, court, apa nama body dia? Banyak saya punya. This one I taught this group of people in the institute. All right, I have all the cases that involved what they call abuse of police power. Kena sabar sikit sebab banyak saya punya ni ada 187. So I will need to go through slowly. Penguat kuasa, public opinion, sekejap ya. Corruption. Merujuk kepada corruption by the police, police corruption in 2018. These are information by MYCC that is given to me. Suruhanjaya Integrity Agency, EAIC. We have a new act in 2011 that works on whatever. If you want to mengadu, you just cari this EAIC. Alright, Akta Suruhanjaya Integrity Agency Penguatkuasaan Include the Police. Alright, okay, in 2011 it has already been ineffective. EAIC, they have already handled, this is what they handled. They have handled all that, okay, a lot of thousands and thousands of have been complained that the police didn't do the job, the police, we refer, they didn't do this and they didn't do that. Okay, so this institution, okay, the EAIC have hired people like me and other people, all right, to look into the matter, and we managed to look into the matter in 2013 to 2018. We come out to the conclusion. Alright, berapa ramai, berapa betul, berapa salah, berapa fake news. Alright, okay. And then after the EAIC, since you people, the public still blame the enforcement officer for just one or two or more, that you are not satisfied. So the government then introduced IPCMC. What is IPCMC? Right? The newspaper said this, right? After the recommendation of EAIC, those were my group, my gang, right? We then established IPCMC. In the IPCMC, all right, okay, they then check specifically police. Because you don't trust your police. You think our police in Malaysia are just like police who are on the street, who put their knee on the throat of someone when they committed an arrest. Yeah, all right. Okay, so this IPCMC composition, where Agong said, all right, at the end, all right, it's include of 10 members. They look into specifically your complaint of ex-cop who are corrupted cop, all right, convicted. They look into cop police involving in corruption, fraud, dishonesty, or releasing or hanky-panky in bankruptcy situation. They also look into whether the cop are stalkers involved in corrupting lawmakers, MPs, incapable of or not discharging their duty properly. Malas, pemalas. You say police pemalas, tidur je, ambil duit. Paksaan kan. Alright, so they look into that, the chronology, and Mahathir issued it, the IPCMC in year 2018. Right, so the body is now, so complain, go ahead, complain whatever you want. It's not going to be the police, but it's going to be independent people who are in the IPCMC. All right, then these people, they are totally clear of any charges before or any attempt to charge them. All right, and that's not satisfying the public, right? So the public wanted the IPCMC to become a law that can prosecute clearly, that anybody who are interested will look into the matter. So then we introduced, the government said, okay, put all this action of IPCP, IPCMC into a bill. In 2009, the bill was read, and during the Mahathir range, he put that into, and he produced a material says National Anti-Corruption Book that is distributed to all of the office, government, non-government, and if you want, you can look into it. That is introduced on the governance power, administrative, procurement, judicial, and all the transport, the traffic, the whatever the police, you said it, all the complaint, everything are in there. All right, okay. And PDRM, immigration, custom, and whatever you can think of falling into that in the legislation. And at that particular time, the Timbalan Prime Minister, Mahyudin, now the Prime Minister, he was in charge of that. And he divided it into 3, all right, stages of studying the abused that you said so. Okay, all right. Jadi, If you feel you are still being abused and police always abuse their power, you don't hesitate. You go and check in the internet, all right, how to complain and then complain too. We now have 5 more bodies to check into that one, all right? And, okay, especially, especially when the word involve ketua polis, alright, bawah asalkan ada gelaran ataupun private ataupun polis bantuan, ITM, alright, this body will look into it and they have this division, quite a big number of division to tackle the issue of what the public Malaysia accused as everyday, normally abused of power.
Okay, Prof.
Okay, alright. So it is possible for you. So jangan marah polis, pergi je complain kalau you suka. Yeah, it will be investigated. None will be missed. Alright. Okay. Alright. So that much is happening today. Alright. Okay. But again, the one that you are interested is the one that involves the section in the Computer Crime Act. Remember, in the Computer Crime Act, police have that power. So if the police mandate is related to the computer crime, they have that power without a warrant, only specific to the ACTA, all right, for them to seize all the computer right there and then, because if they waited before they could seize the computer or close the shop or arrest the people involved, what will happen? They will run away. Somebody will erase all the information. That's why in the criminal Computer Crime Act, all right, the police were given mandate without warrant. They can carry out that in relation to. So if you suspect that the police have done that and the police is going to abuse and you are not guilty, your kedai computer is so good, okay, well done, complain. All right, take photos, send it, but don't send to the media. All right, send it straight to this body. All right, and this body consists of people who are so independent. And Mahyuddin himself, now he's a prime minister, he understood the seriousness of accusation, which most of the time it was a small matter. All right, okay, so saya cakap. But if you don't believe me, it's okay. All right, you go ahead and pursue. But make sure if you write to the news will make, all right, assumption that it's not happening one time, but it happened all the time. At the same time, it will trigger, all right, an investigation officially from United Nations Human Rights, where all the NGOs from other countries will come and investigate, and they poke, and they find, and they pinch, and they find all the unnecessary. We always feel unsatisfied. Even when we look at the police standing next to you, you don't want to take pictures if you are in Malaysia. But if you are in London or in Paris, I'll bet you the first person you see a police, you want to smile next to them and bring home a picture, isn't it? That's the situation. So if you feel that way, go complain to this institution, but not using a media or taped in your YouTube and post it, right? Because that will then trigger that a situation in Malaysia, the level of safety has gone below. It will cause a lot of other reflection of implication on investment, currency of money, safety, politics. We are already #1 paying attention by the world. Besides, COVID now is going down. People are not worried about dying of that. People want to know what is going on in the political power of Malaysia, though we are really very small. But our investment overseas is about 360 billion. And that one will be affected by the fact that although there is a political turmoil, if there is a disruption of the police not paying attention for the safety, but instead abused of power, all right, they will then snatch away their investment and walk out of the country. Not that we are going to tell lie, but we are going to give them the true picture. So don't distract by simply just saying this and that for only one occasion. Go to the right channel to complain. Boleh? Semalam we were discussing about Akta 231, 232, 233. Apa Akta dah tua dah I dah. Human rights under Article 19, 19 have already issued, all right, an investigation over Malaysia. Human rights, they have that rights. We sign an agreement to allow the investigator to come in. Most of the time, the investigation is running not by an official dress police from overseas to come over here, but they are going to disguise themselves. All right, okay. They are allowed. Those are inside of the mandate that is agreed in the signing of United Nations Charter. Accepting Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So being in a country like Malaysia is a blessing. All right, really is a blessing. Being a country that pay attention, that have 5 or 6 institutions to prosecute your enforcement that keeps you protected and safety is another blessing. All right, so jangan takut. If you don't like it, go to the right channel. Right, and sometimes if you go to the police, all right, and the police won't accept it and complain. You can have a complaint straight away in the internet, isn't it? Right? You know how to. You go to the AG chambers and find a complaint. You go to the site of the police Selangor, find a complaint. Right? Okay, complain to the right channel. I'm not saying you can't complain. You must complain. You complain to the right channel. Use the right channel, not using any media, because the media will disrupt the safety, security, and everybody's responsibility. Okay, any question with regards to the computer crime today? Anyone?
No, all good.
Okay, Alhamdulillah, all that are good. All right, having said all this in extensive situation, I'm not saying that everything is good, but everything that is not good must be complained to the right channel. Right? Ask around, ask those people, ask cikgu besar sekolah haji pun dah tahu dah. Kalau you tak boleh cari nak tanya siapa. Yeah? Alright? Okay? If you have no more questions, we are coming to an end of this computer crime. Have a look at all those that is in the PowerPoint. Alright? So in my next class, I'll be looking into police investigation that involves Evidence Act and criminal procedure. All right, okay. So it's not that I'm combining them, but I will go through the 3 together. If it's not enough time to do that, we will then exceed to the 21 hari bulan Jun. So 14 hari bulan Jun, but since we have used up this material, Alhamdulillah, okay, that I don't have to worry that you are short of time, so you are back into the original position. 14 classes is enough for you. So next one is the 12, 13, you will be left with 1 more. All right. Okay. So now having said all that, sekejap lagi, I will be sending you assignment number 2. Betul? Kita belum buat assignment number 2, ya? How many assignment have you done?
2 assignment, I think.
Dah sudah ke tu? Apa assignment number 1?
First
Only
is
one.
individual.
The previous one, the first one already cancelled.
Okay, the first one yang you have to do and submit when we were physically meeting, that one cancels. We have only one, kan Hamzah? Betul tak?
Yes, yes.
Okay, therefore, I'm sending you this question ahead of time. This is the second part where we are out of penal code, but we are wanting to focus on police investigation, evidence, and CPC and criminal justice. All right. So this question come to you early, so you can pay attention to the lecture or the discussion. Then you can make an attempt. The next assignment that I'm sending you is in group. You are divided. You are to divide you into 4 groups. Try your very best. There are 4 or 5 questions each group. You handles it and submit it proper. I want a cover page. I want a question in front of it. I want it submitted to the Yahoo address, and also apa tadi saya nak cakap, you attend dia properly, yeah, okay, right? So it's easier for you if you can't meet each other, you can divide the question from you, kan? Tapi kalau it's safer not to meet lah, try to stay far, although you are the younger version of generation that your immune are much stronger than oldies like me. Tapi if you can meet, try and meet in a public and observe whatever the ruling in meeting. Yeah, you're not supposed to be in a group of 10, kan? That's why I've divided you into 4 group, because there are about 24 of you. So dalam group tu berapa orang nak buat kerja. Okay, but anyway, you are much better in organizing yourself into a group than me suggesting you who should be in what group. Boleh? So this assignment, you need to submit them in group in a proper master's submission. Tak payah ada references. When I say proper, I just want cover letter, number clearly, soalan ada. Because most of you bila submit a question, you selalu lupa, you always forget to submit the exam question, the question. All right, you give it on the 20th of June. All right, by the 28th, we shall finish everything, every lecture, and then the first week of July, we will start exam. Exam, okay. In my faculty of law, we give you 1 week to answer exam question. The number of exam questions similar as usual, but you got a week. I deploy one question, the question to you. You take 1 week to answer the questions, and then you submit it after that. And that is for the 40%. Nowadays, everybody final assessment is 40%. I don't know what is the ruling from your faculty. If they allow me the same ruling, I will use the same. I will deploy the exam assessment, final assessment question, and you answer them back a week. But the number of questions is the same. You answer 3. Okay? Boleh?
Boleh.
Okay, thank you very much. Right, with that, boleh, very kind, boleh, ethical, boleh daripada Ehsan. Thank you so much for today. All right, I hope you learned something, and don't be scared. Sometimes I am really full of spirit when I teach, but not to scare you. All right, okay. So now with that, I'm going to end this recording. Yeah, thank you very much for today. We will meet each other in my next class.